This is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to build a website from absolutely nothing, all the way from getting your domain name, your hosting, to having a finished website and all the different steps you need to take. Now you can follow along with me right from the beginning and build your website. Or if there's just something specific that you do want to know, I will leave all of the different sections time-stamped so you can skip to the one that you need to know about. So do remember to like the video, get subscribed to the channel. We're going to build this whole website using WordPress.org. So that means we need a domain name and we need hosting. So that's going to be step number one, how to get your domain name and hosting. Let's go. Okay, so let's get that hosting and domain name. Now today, I'm going to be using Bluehost, but there are loads of other options available. You can check out SiteGround. The list is endless. I'll leave some links down in the top pinned comment and description, but I'm going with Bluehost, and all we actually need here is this. So this is the WordPress hosting. Starts at just $2.95 a month. Again, that is with a link that I'll leave down in the top pinned comment to get you a discount. So let's get started. Now, Bluehost is going to give you a few options here: basic, choice plus, e-commerce essentials. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to go for the basic one. But by all means, do check through these and see if any of them make a little bit more sense for you and your website. But for today, let's go basic and choose plan. Now, what's important with Bluehost and some other providers as well is that you get a free domain name. So this is your www.mycompany.com or whatever it should be. So here, all you need to do is register your new domain name. So I can go for the Lawn Wranglers because that's what my company is. Now I know that's actually taken, so let's call it the Lawn Wranglers website.com and then search for domain. So you can see here that we have WordPress basic hosting. It's a year at $2.95 a month. Comes up at $35, which is great. And then you have your .com domain, which is completely free and available. Now they do add domain privacy and protection. You don't have to add this if you don't want to. So for today, we're just going to remove that. And they do also offer a free 1-month trial of professional email. So for example, I could have the Lawn Wranglers website, so me at the lawnwranglerswebsite.com as my email address. But again, for today, we are going to delete that as well. So what that's going to do is it's going to bring us, including taxes that it's got there, to $43. And that's for the entire year. You won't pay anything else to have your website hosted and have your domain name for a whole year. Really, really great. So we're going to do that and continue to check out. Now, you might be able to find some other options on things like WordPress.com or Squarespace, various things like that, where you pay a monthly fee. Now, these will eventually rack up to be higher than that $43 that we're paying here, and you have way less flexibility and you're tied to those particular platforms. If you want to move in the future, they are incredibly difficult to move on from. So that's why we're recommending WordPress.org and why we're going to be using it for everything today. So here we have it, and we just need to pay for this. Once we have paid for this, you're going to get a link sent through to your email, giving you all the details. Click on that, and it's going to take you through to your Bluehost dashboard. So here is my Bluehost dashboard. I'm just in the websites section right here, and all you're going to have to do is come along and click on Add Site. This is going to allow Bluehost to install WordPress and put everything together for you. So here you can see I've got the option to install WordPress. So let's just do that by hitting continue. You want to give your site a name. So I'm going to call this the Lawn Wranglers. Again, that is the name of my company, and we're going to go ahead and continue. Now here you can connect your domain name. So you just bought your domain name. Mine was thelawnwranglerswebsite.com. So you can enter that in there, or you can use a temporary domain. So just pop your website in there and hit continue. Bluehost will then install your site as it's doing right now. It takes a couple of minutes, so just hang tight and you will have WordPress in just a second. Once you've got your website, you'll be able to see it just here, and you can just go ahead and click on Edit Site, and that will take you through to your WordPress admin dashboard. Here we have the WordPress admin dashboard, and from here and the WordPress sidebar, we are going to be able to do absolutely everything that we need to for our website. Now, currently our website looks something like this, which is pretty disappointing and altogether not fantastic. So let's go back to our dashboard and start thinking about how we're going to amend this. And the first thing we need to look at is a theme. Now, a theme controls the overall look of your website, and you can actually go ahead, go to Appearance and Themes, and you can see that there are 3 themes that are currently available. These will be pre-installed onto your WordPress dashboard, and you've got 23, 24, and 25. These are all the standard WordPress themes that come in, and then you can amend and change these. However, that's not what we want to do, because these can be fairly generic. What we want to do is we want to generate a custom theme, which can be incredibly difficult, require coding knowledge, all that kind of stuff. However, we're going to use a plugin, and we're going to get that plugin to design it for us in about a minute. So the first thing we need is the plugin itself. So let's go across to plugins, and we're going to go to add plugin just here. Now, if you are brand new to this and you don't know what a plugin is, think of it like an app. So it's like an app that you would get for your phone, something that adds additional functionality to your website without you really having to do much at all. So this is the WordPress plugins repository, and you can go ahead and search for all kinds of plugins up in this top right hand corner here. However, what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a plugin called SeedProd. This is SeedProd right here, and you can see it's a drag and drop WordPress website builder. This is going to make our life really, really easy. And we also get an AI theme builder with SeedProd, which is what is really important. So we are going to get that as well. We can go ahead and click on the pricing here, and you have a whole heap of options. Again, I will leave links down in the top pin comment and description where you're going to be able to grab SeedProd at the best possible price, including these discounts that you can see right here. So we're going to go ahead and grab SeedProd, and I'm going to show you how to install it. All you have to do if you are new again looking to buy this is to click on Get Started. It's going to ask you to fill in some information just like this, and in the end it is going to download a zip file. You're going to be able to download a file and a key. We're going to use both of those right now. So back in the WordPress plugins repository, I'm going to come up to this top left-hand corner here and click on Upload Plugin. So this is what you're going to do with any plugin that is pro or paid. You're going to do it this way rather than getting a free version that might be limited from the repository. There is a free version of SeedProd if you want to go ahead and check that out. You can actually come here, search for SeedProd, and it'll pop up on this top left-hand side just here. He says, there we go. So that there, and you can actually check out SeedProd from here, but I do want to use the AI theme builder, which is why I've got SeedProd Pro. So I'm going to come here to choose file, and then all you have to do is find the file that you have downloaded from SeedProd, this one here, Coming Soon Pro, and I'm just going to double click on that and click on Install Now. Once you have the plugin installed, WordPress will just ask you to activate that plugin, which obviously you're going to do, and then you will get to the SeedProd homepage or the SeedProd pages page. So let's take a look. This is it here, and it's giving you all kinds of options, things like coming soon mode, maintenance mode. We will come back to coming soon mode in a little bit, and also the ability to create landing pages. But what we want to do first is we want to build that theme. We want to build our AI theme. So let's go ahead and do that. We want to go ahead and look right here because we're looking at speed. So we're going to take a look at the AI themes. So click right here. That's going to open up an additional page, which is the SeedProd page, where we're going to be able to create a site with AI. So we're just going to click here to do that. SeedProd is then essentially going to give us some prompts to use. So for the sake of this particular example, I'm going to use the exact prompts that they suggest. So we're going to have a business or website called The Lawn Wranglers. And then down here, there's an example of what we can put into the description. The key here is to give as much detail as possible about your business, about your website, all of the names, all of what you do, all of the anything you can think of. The more information that you give the AI builder, the better result you're going to get at the end of it. Now, I'm going to let AI choose my colors, but you might have some specific colors that you want to go ahead and use. So you've got primary and neutral colors as options here that you can select. But I'm going to go ahead and let the AI do all the work for me. So tick that and go next. SeedProd AI is now going to build my site, and it is very quick. Takes less than a minute. Here we go. That took a grand total of 37 seconds. So I can go ahead, I can visit the site to see what it's going to look like, and I can download the theme right here. So let's go ahead and download the theme, and we'll go and check out what SeedProd AI has built for me. And here it is. We have a pretty fantastic looking website straight away. So we've got all of the information. So my business name just up here. We've got links that are going to take me through, and you've got a fully functional website that is completely built around the information that I gave them. I said it was family owned, so they've added in a section about that. Some customer satisfaction elements to it. Now, of course, you're going to want to amend and edit some of these, but it's given you the base for absolutely everything, such as here, the testimonials for what customers say. This is a fantastic thing to have on the website, but of course, you need genuine testimonials from your customers, and you can just amend and adjust this. But you've got links to go through, so we can click here. For getting a quote, it's going to go through to a get in touch page. You can then come across and you can add in exactly where you are located. Put your email in here so people can get in touch with you, along with your address and phone number. And you've even got links down here that you can add so that all of your social media can be found. And this works for everything. There's a whole blog here if you wanted to start to use it. Add a blog. We've already looked at the contact. We can go to the About Us page. This looks fantastic. And how many clicks of the mouse was that? Maybe 3, something like that. And it is already good to go. Now, of course, we want to actually get this onto my website or onto my WordPress. So let's go ahead and do that. We need to be on the WordPress admin dashboard. We're going to head across to SeedProd in the sidebar and head down to import/export just here. Then similarly to installing the plugin itself, we're just going to grab the zip file and drop it into here. Now, this is the zip file we downloaded just a second ago from the SeedProd website when we made our AI generated website. So we're just going to pop that there and click on Import Theme Files. From here, I'm just going to head up to the SeedProd Theme Builder section, again in the sidebar just here. And this is basically giving us all of the different elements of the theme that we have just created, or the AI has just created for us. So from here, to make this active, all I need to do is go up and enable the SeedProd theme. So now if I just head across and have a look at our website, we should find that it looks exactly as we saw that sample, that example from the SeedProd AI. So we've actually got a phenomenal starting point for our website now, and we can start to go ahead and adjust and amend all the different elements of this particular site. Let's head up to edit page. It's going to allow me to edit the home page. So we always want to click on edit with SeedProd, because this is going to allow us to go through to the SeedProd drag and drop. What you see is what you get builder. It's really, really easy to use. So for example, if I wanted to edit the text in this particular block just here, we can just click on the block and then adjust what the text says, like grow your grass. Now, yes, the AI did a much better job than I did coming up with a catchy title there, but I just want to show you how it works. So let's go Wranglers. There you go. So it's really that simple to change something. I've clicked on the image behind here, so this one with the dog. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I think that text on the dog is a little distracting, so I'm going to click there. I'm going to come up to here and I'm just going to select a new image. So I can upload a file if I have one. I can also go across to my media library. I've got one already in here, which is kind of a grass with sky vibe. So I'm just going to select that. So this is how we're going to go ahead and start editing and amending every different element within a page. You can see the icon I can change there, all the different text. We can also start to add all of the various links. We can change colors if we want to. So I've got an option for a background color here. The green makes perfect sense for the company, but let's say that I already have a company color and it's blue. So we can drop that to blue, close that up, and then the same with these blocks here. The other thing we can do is we can take any of these blocks that SeedProd provide and start to customize things by adding new elements. So for example, we could take this video pop-up and just drag it into here like this, and we have a full video that we can now apply and add here. If I click on the actual video, oh, don't want to play it, I can click on the actual video itself. Again, we've got options here. If you have WordPress, you can actually do giveaways direct by just dragging and dropping the WordPress plugin just here. Now, you need to have WordPress, but it allows you to run giveaways seamlessly from one plugin to another, which is really handy. Let's get rid of that for just a second. We can scroll back down. You've got your basic options like headers, images, so we could drop another image in here if we wanted to. Rid of that one as well. And then, for example, we have a countdown, so we could drop a countdown timer in here, give it a header, a whole countdown to maybe a sale or anything like that. Essentially, your only limitation really is what you can come up with, and the best part about it is you don't have to spend hours trying to come up with a design and a format and where you're going to put things. Everything is here for you, and all you have to do is amend it and add to it. Now, while you're doing all that, it's actually really beneficial for people to not stumble across a website that's under construction. Of course, that doesn't look great for you. It's not going to be great for the customers. It's potentially losing you sales. They might not come back, and you're not generating any leads while your website is being constructed. So one of the best things you can do, probably the best thing you can do, is have a coming soon page. Now, the beauty of SeedProd is that we can do that as well. Now, I've been using SeedProd for a while, so I've actually already created a coming soon page, but you will have this option right here, and you can just click to set up a coming soon page. I will show you exactly what that looks like just now. Once you've clicked on your set up a coming soon page button, you're going to be presented with all of these templates, and these are a fantastic place to start. All you have to do is find one that looks how you like, something that catches your eye. It doesn't have to be something that aligns with your particular brand, because we're going to edit everything that's here. So for today, I'm going to go for this one just here, just so I can show you a fairly simple coming soon page and how effective that can be. once you've selected your coming soon template, this is what you're going to be presented with, which is very similar to the system that we obviously had a minute ago when we were amending and editing our website, which is the drag and drop builder with all of the same kind of options. So let's get to modifying this to suit my brand. The first thing, of course, is this picture probably isn't what I'm looking for. So let's delete that. And I'm just going to go ahead and look for a stock image. And I'm not going to look for garden because, of course, that suits my brand. You might have an individual picture, a logo, something like that, that you really feel like you want to include in there. So I'm going to use that one just there. And then what we can do is we can start to change the background. So if we come down to the global settings, I can then change, let's look at colors first. So the background color, I can change this up to be whatever I want. So say we go for a green to kind of match up with my brand. And that means, of course, we can start to change all the things like the headers, text, buttons, etc. as well. But this maybe isn't the most exciting thing. So what we can do is we can go here to the background, and again, we can search for an image. Again, use your own image, or I'm going to once again search for stock, and I'm going to search for lawn. A whole variety of options here, and let's take a look at a few of them. So we've got just all grass, quite like that. We can try this one here. How's that looking? You've got endless possibilities to line in with whatever you want. So I'm going to have a look around and see if I can select one that I really like. Okay, so I found this image, which was just the perfect image for me as far as I was concerned. And what I've done is I've just added a little bit of dimming so that that doesn't stand out too brightly, just kind of stand it away. Then I've changed this out to just add in my logo here. Make this however you like. Now, this already has a couple of my favorite things in it, such as a countdown timer. So we can set a timer for when your website is going to be available, which I think is absolutely fantastic. This is going to count down, give people something to look at, to look forward to. Of course, that's not standing out in the best possible way, so we can go ahead and we can start to change all of the font to match up and stand out a little bit more, just like that. And this is already better than what you might expect if you were just obviously stumbling across any old website that was under construction. You're already doing more here because, of course, we've got our countdown timer, which is developing a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of interest, and we're already generating leads. People can enter their email and we can notify them about when the website is going to be live. This is all good stuff, but we can go a little bit further. We can start to do things like add a giveaway. So this is a really good option. You can combine in with RafflePress and we could do a giveaway up until the website launched. Another really great way to get leads. Let's quickly get rid of that. We can come down here as well and we could look to add a pricing table. Let's put it in the same spot. So if we had a variety of products, we could add a pricing table in here so people would know exactly what it is they were looking to buy. Let's get rid of that one as well. If you want to add more images, videos are really great. We could put a video just in here to explain when the website is coming, what the website is going to be doing, explain our brand a little bit more, and get people to dwell on the page for a little bit longer. And you can see that all of this is possible simply by dragging and dropping various different elements. Now, to keep things simple but still have an impact, I'm quickly just going to remove that email there. I'm just going to drop the opt-in form tab just here. Click on that. We're going to get rid of the name. We're not interested. We want to make this as great and as simple as possible. And then we're going to go back across to the headers. I'm going to drop a header into here. And then the header is basically going to say, win a $900 lawnmower. So we're adding a little bit of intrigue, a reason for people to actually enter their email to win there. So now we've got a reason for people to do it. Let's drag this over to the top so that that stands out a little bit more, and we can make that even bigger. Let's go across to the templates and give it a background as well. So the only thing that's really not popping for me right now is this coming soon. What can we do here that is a little bit more interesting or stands out a little bit more? So all I've done is I've changed the text to something a little bit more intriguing, and I've given it a background lift so that it stands off compared to anything else on the page. But what we can also do is we can give it an animation effect. We can really make it stand out a little bit more. Something like a heartbeat animation there looks pretty great. The rubber band one, you can go through and find one that suits you. Now, you might find that you want to highlight the winner $900 lawnmower. That might be obviously the better way to go and make that a little bit more interesting. Now, you can get as far into this as you want, and you can design really great lead generating, sales generating landing pages for your coming soon page. This is something we've designed in just a few seconds based off the template. So we're going to go ahead and save this, and we have our welcome page or our coming soon page ready to go. If you want to see me go into a lot more detail on how to make a coming soon page, I will link to a video of that at the end of this one that you'll simply be able to click on, and it will give you a great look at a coming soon page with loads more features. Now, one more thing that we can do is we can start to generate landing pages. Now, we're just going to go and click on add new landing page there, and we're going to get the same array of templates, but we've got so many more options now. Now, why would we need a landing page? There's a couple of options. We can go for a sales landing page. This could be something to simply increase sales, increase conversions, get more people interested in your brand or your product. Or something that I personally really like is the thank you page. So you can go ahead and click on the thank you page templates, and you can design yourself a thank you page. Thank you pages can be really important for people who are signing up or for people who are making purchases. It's a really great way to leave a great kind of feeling, a great taste in someone's mouth, as well as getting extra people to give you leads so that you get repeat business. So let's go ahead and design a landing page. So let's go ahead and design a thank you page for your website, and you'll be able to use this technique for anything else that you would like. You can use this to design a lead squeeze page, the aforementioned sales page. These are all options that you can go ahead and use. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this one just here. So just click on there, and I'm just going to call this thank you page and move along. The first and most obvious thing to do is we're just going to click on some of these text boxes, and I'm just going to amend and adjust the text to suit what my brand is and also what it is that I want this thank you page to be. Thank you page can be for a whole variety of things. In this instance, I'm going to do it as if you've made a purchase and then you're getting the thank you page. But obviously you can have signing up for an email list. You can have a whole variety of things why you would need and use a thank you page. So let's adjust the text, and we're just going to come across to these boxes or this box in the sidebar here, and I can change what this text says. Okay, so I have changed some of the text there, but we can still look at this and it doesn't look necessarily like it belongs to my website, and I think we can make it look a lot better. These templates are fantastic, but they give you loads of options to kind of upgrade them and suit them to exactly what you need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust this background from a white background. So I've clicked on there, and again, all of my options to edit are going to be in this sidebar. So I'm going to click on use your own image, because what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is I'm going to upload this image just here. Now that's just because it's exactly the same image that we saw on my homepage. So I'm just creating a little bit of continuity there. Similarly, we've got this giant check mark. So I'm going to click on there. And let's edit this as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this up for my logo. So let's get my Lawn Wranglers logo in there. There we go. So now I've got some branding. What we can do is we can actually go a step further with this one, because I do have a transparent version of that logo, so I can change that out. Again, this is a little bit kind of playing around and choosing various different things. What you might notice here, of course, is my text isn't really showing up. So I might want to move away from this particular background. I can remove the image. I can choose a background color, shall we say, instead. See how that shows up. You can amend, adjust, and change this to suit whatever suits you. So let's just mess around with this a little bit and get it looking how I would like. Okay, so I've made some amendments there. I've just changed some of the colors of the text, which is super easy to do. You just select, go to advanced, and you can change the color just here. And then for the background, I have changed this to a radial style color gradient, so I can get this light color through this centerpiece, really pop my logo out, and then spread it out to something darker on the edge. Just looks really, really nice. So now what I want to do is still related to the text. I want to be able to basically go and I want to select the text and I want to change the typography, because this is not the same as what I'm using on my website. So I want to kind of create a match there. So let's go to my typography and let's find the text that I'm using. There we go. So now I have my text matching up with what I'm using on my website. So now we're starting to create a little bit of brand continuity as well. One more thing that I do want to show you is actually really important, especially on this SeedProd builder. It's just the number of options that you have available. So it's all of these blocks. This is all drag and drop so that you can start to change and amend things to suit you. So for example, I've got a little contact us call out down the bottom here, but what I could do instead is I could insert an entire contact form. So I've actually got WP Forms already installed, so it pairs up, and I can do this and I can change this out to a WP Forms contact. So let's do that. So what I've done there is I've just added a heading, join our mailing list, and I've added a mailing list form. Now that's just I literally just threw that in there. So that's from WP Forms. You can essentially create whatever you want in there. We can get rid of that. We could go for something like an opt-in form. So you'd pop that in there. That would work as well. Just name, email, and submit. Or alternatively, we could change the whole thing. We can delete that block and we could go and drop a giveaway in there. So we could change this up, start generating some leads, and we can say enter our giveaway just there. And then the enter our giveaway means that we can use RafflePress in a similar way to which we use WP Forms there. We can install RafflePress and pair up with that plugin instead. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that. We'll show you how to add RafflePress in a different video, so get subscribed. And for now, I'll just grab the opt-in form and drop that into there. One final thing that I want to do is I just want to take my social profiles, drop them into here so that people can start to follow us on all the various socials. So you just click here. You've got all the different icons that you can choose from to decide what exactly it is you want people to be able to find. We can change that one to an email, for example, and then you can link out every single one of those to your social profiles. You can really get into this and do as many different things as you could possibly consider with all of these different tools. So to give you a preview, here is my thank you page. So whenever someone makes a purchase from the Lawn Wranglers, they can now see this. They've got a big thank you and the opportunity to start collecting some additional leads, which is going to be fantastic. And then on top of that, of course, we're giving people a great experience, so they're more likely to come back to us. They might even follow some of our socials so that we can then start giving them additional information. This is all a great way to continue to build your business and not just lose customers as like a one and done. You're just giving yourself every opportunity to continue to make those sales. So now we've got our website in place. We have a coming soon page to make sure that nobody's seeing that page really in any adverse condition. And then on top of that, we also know how to build a landing page, specifically a thank you page. Now, the next thing that you might want to look at is really going into detail in these landing pages, coming soon pages, thank you pages, even things like sales pages. And if you want to know how to do those in detail, then you want to click on one of these videos. It's floating around my head right now.